We're gonna do this again, y'all. The pretty bras go too. I make them girls get it together like 702. Oh, yeah, I'm a laugh. But trust me, you never ask up. I might fly to Alaska. Big white like.
Wait. Woo. Yeah. Hold on, look, the joint right now. Before Muggle find that
That's the old mugger right there.
Yeah, that's you right here. You know, hold on. You know, I got it on that. Hey. Hey.
My bro still got that. How you still got that, bro?
I don't got it. That pimp got it.
Yo, I remember you hit me. You was like, yo, bro, that joint got me through high school.
Oh, what, man? I used to have that joint in the whip all the time. That's when we had CDs.
Well, I'm just adding a few people to the joint. You know what I mean?
Oh, so I do the same
Getting
thing.
it live.
Jazz, what up, Jazz?
You know that. You know what I mean?
I do the same joint.
Whoa, how you feeling though, bro? How was the day?
My day was good. Busy ain't over yet, man. You know, when you're doing 1,000 different things, your day go a lot longer than, you know, the usual. So
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. But it's needed though, bro. You if you was doing anything less, you would feel like you ain't doing enough.
You absolutely right about that, brother.
That's a fact, bro. Word, man. But you know, I've been cooling, man. Tell the people about yourself real quick, bro.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
man. So my name Chris Miree. I go by Brother Chris, though. You know, just a young black man trying to make it in these streets, man. I mostly do a lot of nonprofit community work. That's my, I call it my 9 to 5, my primary. But I got multiple primaries. So in addition to that, I run a talent agency called Too Funny Entertainment. We book entertainers in the college market. I do a lot of investing, a lot of traveling, a lot of eating. It don't look like it. I know I'm skinny, all bones, but your boy be eating. I be in them restaurants. Yeah, man. I just trying to enjoy life, man. Trying to focus a lot more on self-care, man. I learned a lot about self-care this past year, man. I think I've been such on go mode for so long that I never really, until I met somebody recently, I was always just on go. And they're like, yo, you never stop. You got to reflect. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I've been feeling like a better human being for it. So here we are.
That's what's up, bro. We also gonna put you on the spot. My man Chris is a comedian. What is it? Too Funny Entertainment?
Funny Entertainment, man. I'm not a comedian. I can't take that badge no more. I don't perform no more. But you know, I can still make people laugh in other ways. But yeah, I used to do comedy, stand up. I miss it. When I still see stand up and I see somebody crushing it, I get like goosebumps, bro. I'm like, oh, that was good. That was good. So I know I'm missing it a little bit, but I'll be back. But when I'm be on my own stage, I'm trying to start a comedy club. But that's, you know, we're gonna get there.
Let's go. You know, this is remember, repeat. Me and Chris actually go back, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking about same team winning.
Yeah. That picture is out there. I forgot we was on the same basketball team, son.
Yo, bro, we won the chips that year, bro.
For the record, I won a championship every year. I was in books and baskets. I'm just gonna put that out there for sure. I had black t-shirts when you was on my squad.
Yeah. It's black, and I think we had blue too. You did blue too one year?
Yeah.
So yeah, we took it 2 years. Yeah, we took it 2 years then. You know what I mean? Let's go. You know what I mean? That's
Booger passed the ball once a quarter, son. Booger was a nut. I was like, yo, we open. Look at it like, nah, I'm gonna get these buckets.
Yo, bro, I learned a lot about, you know what I mean, just through basketball, bro, about life, bro. Like, I mean, it's just like even team ball, bro. Like it was a lot of chips and a lot of games where it was like we didn't win because I went nut, you know what I mean? Or I must have felt like, oh, I could do it on my own, but that wasn't it, bro. It was really like I had to pass the ball and give it to somebody else, you know what I mean? But I you know, when I gave you the ball, my boy put up like 31 game on it, like
that never let me shoot. They like, yo, just stay under the roof, get the rebound, put it back up. That's your job. And then I had to learn my role, right? Like I'm not the 3-point shooter as much as I want to. As good as it looked, right? They were like, nah, that's not what we need. We got somebody for that. Like, go ahead, crash those boards. I missed that, man. That was good times, y'all. I forgot all about that. Think about how those programs kept us off the street, though, right? Because you had to go to Books and Baskets like 3 times a week to play. So,
and it was called Books and Baskets. Now that you think about it, right? It was called Books and Baskets, and it was a time where we would like do some like work, and if you don't do the work, you can't play. You know,
right.
some people was getting right by that whole system, but you know what I mean. A lot of people in there, you know what I mean. RP Queens, you know what I mean. That's my boy, you know what I mean. But it was a lot of us in there that we used to just have mad fun, bro. And was competitive at that too. You know what I mean? It was like our own league, so it was beautiful, bro. What book are you reading right now, bro? I seen you post a plethora of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I got a nice little bookshelf over there. I try to keep it stocked. So I just finished this book. I've been prolonging it. It's called Lead from the Outside, Stacey Abrams. Real good read. A lot of people know about Stacey Abrams, about the work she's been doing in Georgia, getting people to vote. She was running for governor. She didn't get it, but it's still one of her goals. But in here, she talks about just being a black minority in that space and how to deal with being a black professional and kind of the weight and chip that we have on our shoulder and how we I guess the stereotypes we get as black professionals in that space. So she talks a lot about that and how to overcome that and how to be better leaders and better professionals in whatever field you in. So it was a good read for sure. And I learned a lot about Stacey that I didn't know before. So it was good. And she's also a person that's got her hand in a lot of stuff. So while she's running for governor, she got 3-4 different businesses that she's doing. So if you don't, just get it. It's a cheap book. Lead from the Outside, Stacey Abrams. I love it, man. It was a good read. So I just finished this. Yeah.
Like that. So how do you feel when you finish your book though, bro? You feel like, oh yes, I accomplished. Cause you know what I mean? I know it's different. It's different as opposed to like you know, regular school or like self-education, you know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah, so actually let me put it over here because I got my little. So I take notes, kid. So like every time I read, I take a lot of notes, right? So when I finish a book, the next thing I want to do is reread it. I try to stop myself from doing it right away. Let it give it some time to sit, look over my notes. But because I feel like you learn a lot the second time around that you may have missed the first, right? So being able to pick up on a lot of things like, oh, okay, I didn't even realize that. But also revisiting books as your life changes, right? So depending on the type of book, if there's a shift in your life, you may want to revisit a book to give you some stuff to get you through your next part of your life that may not have applied to when you had actually read the book. So it's important to really, just revisit books sometimes. So one of my favorite books that I read that I'm about to read again. You ever heard of this, 9 to 5 Millionaire?
Nah.
Jamal King. I love this book. I love Jamal King because he reminds me a lot of myself because when everybody's like, as you're an entrepreneur, everyone's like, yo, quit your job, focus on your dream 100%, like go all in. He said the opposite. He said, nah, don't quit your 9 to 5, but while you do your 9 to 5, use your 9 to 5 to get you to your next step. So he talks about vehicles to get you to your destination. He talks about how people get mad at their job, right? They go to their job and get mad at their job that their job not paying them a certain amount. They're not taking care of their kids or their family. They're like, yo, the job never promised you that. You wanted that. The job ain't never promised you that. They said, we're going to pay you this for doing that. But you want X, Y, Z. They didn't promise you that. So why now you at the job because you want something they never promised you. So he was like, use the job the same way the job used you. And a lot of times people go to the job and get upset at the job because they treat the job as a destination. So, and I had to deal with that. And that's why I really was digging this book because right now where I'm at, I was upset at the job because I moved across country for my work. That's different, right? It wasn't no love. I had no girlfriend out here. It was none of that, right? It was like I came here because it was a community that reminded me of the hood when we grew up. And I thought I could do some good work. They moved me out here, y'all, so it was all love. Like I didn't come out of pocket, we negotiated that. But when I got here and how the organization was kind of structured, it didn't fit what I was doing. So I got upset. And I was like, yo, y'all not even caring about the community the same way I care about it. I'm not even from here, blah, blah. So I'm feeling some type of way. I'm like, hold on. They ain't promise you that. They didn't promise me that, right? So understanding that and being like, okay, how can I then use this job to get me to my next steps? So I started making sure I use all my income to start investing heavy, start traveling heavy, and then really just focusing on self-care. So if you haven't gotten this, the 9 to 5 millionaire. So anyway, Jamal King, he was a police officer, but while he was a police officer, he was also doing real estate. And while he was doing real estate, he ended up becoming a millionaire. So he used to get physical checks, but he was making so much money during real estate, his checks will pile up at the police officer station. They're like, yo, you got to come get your checks. You got 10 of these checks here. So now I started raising questions like, yo, what else you doing that you ain't, you ain't picking up your checks? But your man was making money, and now he rolled with Everett Thomas and them boys, but that he a bad brother.
Nah, that's enlightening because truthfully, a lot of people do go to work and make it seem like, they really want to just be victims, you know what I mean? Really to the whole thing. And it's like, at the same time, you got control of your life. You was the one that chose that job. So as you chose that job, you should use that in the ways that for you. You know what I mean? As more so than just look at it as I'm coming here and this is end or be, or this is a destination.
Right.
I mean, that's enlightening, bro, for real.
That's awful. I'm over there selling stuff.
What was it like where you grew up? What was it like where you grew up?
Man, I was just talking to somebody about this last night, actually. It's funny because where I grew up, I didn't experience much of how I grew up. La, what up? La, stay on this call because I'm about to talk about you right now. So it's funny enough because my brother was in the streets, right? So he used to run with La and them boys. So, and I think because my brother was in the streets, a lot of the streets never impacted me. So I never really had to look over my back. I never really was introduced to the streets or drugs in that way because I was male little brother. So we leave male little brother alone. Where my friends had that same luxury.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't until I got older that I understood it was my brother's granted, everyone make their own decisions. So he decided to go through that life, but it was his decision in getting in that life that kind of let me skate by. And the combination of that and my mother getting me involved in New Settlement early on helped build this passion for wanting to help people in community building. But I feel like where I grew up, it was love, but it was also dangerous, right? So I remember going to the handball court and like a couple blocks over, the people from up the steps used to come down. They used to be fighting and all this other. Like I just remember it being chaotic, but the chaotic was my norm until I got older.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like, this ain't normal, right? Then I go away to college. I'm the only one of my friends that go away to college, a predominantly white institution, right? So now I come back and I'm like, okay. Now I'm understanding where it's at. I'm understanding where we're going, and it's just. But at the same time, you feel so helpless, right? It's just like I'm not in a position to really help people like that. But you also in a space where the way people living ain't the way they're supposed to be living, and they are a product of their circumstance. So it's really, really tough. But I'm every day I'm thankful for New Settlement because a lot of neighborhoods don't got a thing like New Settlement. If y'all know about New Settlement is a settlement housing authority, but they also provided programming to the community from youth to maybe adult. I think they have adult programs. I don't know, but now they got a whole school, so they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. But
I was about to say, I don't know if they got too many programs now for the kids out there now, but when
a lot of like boys leadership, girls leadership, VIP. I remember going to the plays. It was an all-girls play, VIP. All the boys used to be up in there watching the girls do the play. Like, it was like, and to think about how much time that consumed, and because we was consumed in that, we couldn't be consumed in other stuff.
That's a fact.
Right? So, like, I'm always thankful for New Settlement. I still go back and speak to the College Access Center, like all that stuff. Like, but to answer your question, where I grew up, it was fun though. Like, it was fun. It was dangerous. It was love. Like, it was it was everything to me, and I miss it a lot. And like when I go back, I feel foreign because I don't know anyone there. Everything feel, everybody moved on to
New
different
people.
so it just feels really, really foreign. But I miss that a lot. Like I remember having our own street football league where we used to go outside and play. We had a street football league right there by the school, PS 170, and we used to track stats. That's how kids don't even do that no more. We used to keep stats in a street football game.
Bro, they got Instagram, bro.
We was outside, man. I miss that a lot, man.
Like, but yo, listen, bro. Life progresses. So at this, there's a lot of good things that come from that too. You know what I mean? It's all time and what we do with it. You know what I mean? It's really what we do with it. But bro, we had time to learn how to like build and do different other things, bro. You know what I mean? And actually interact, like bump shoulders. You know what I mean? Because it's different from these kids now. They gotta wear COVID masks and they can't get next to each other. I can imagine how crazy it is, bro. Like as a kid, I mean, my kids ain't even home. They homeschooling. I mean, they not even school. They homeschooling.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, bro. So we doing that, and I'm making sure they on their curriculum. You know what I mean, and everything like that. So it's a lot on that plate where they be going to like, oh, Dad, I want to be in the school. You know what I mean, and see school buses go by, but it is what it is at the moment. You know what I mean? The world going crazy. Want to make sure they got that peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kids would never end the life out. That's a fact. Outside was something. It was definitely something. Um, and I hope that, and like Morgan said, like it's just different. So I'm hoping that like kids are just learning to grow and be themselves in this new online space. But hopefully, however they grow up, they're not getting robbed. I hope they get the same elements we receive from being outside online. I don't know if that's possible because I'm not online like that, but it was a good thing, man.
Yeah, man. When did you start reading, bro? Like, was it like school? Was you reading in school a lot?
Nah, not if they only when they made me, it was never really a thing. I think I got into it, maybe at this point, maybe 7 years ago, maybe. When I wanted to learn more, right? And I would go on the internet, I would read more on internet, but I love books. So I started getting I read a lot of not necessarily self-help books, but books that talk about people and how they did stuff. And what I do is just learn from different people and build my own system based on the things I learned, right? So Jamal King, he talked about a lot of stuff. Not everything I agree with, and I don't have to. That's okay. It ain't for me. It ain't for my system. But I take what's for my system and I apply it. I take what Stacey Abrams said and I apply it. I take what man Jamie John said and I apply it. And now I'm building my own system that got all these different beautiful minds. And now I'm moving at a different pace. And but I would say about 7 years ago, and I wish I would do it more. I definitely read a lot online, whether it's news, because like I said, I invest a lot, so I read a lot of like balance sheets and stuff like that. But I think when I'm on flights, for sure I read a lot, and then sometimes I just listen to music. I have the game on mute, and then I'll just be reading. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different times I read, but it's you learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot in their books that they don't necessarily give out for free all the time. So.
Yeah, man. Jim Rohn says standard education. Standard education is gonna get you standard results. You got
Mm,
you gotta have self education. It gotta be a time that you educate yourself. Can't get out of school and just be like, and I'm not gonna lie, speaking for myself, I
mm,
was one that actually got out of school and was just like, I'm gonna live life the way I wanna live it. And it was just like, bro, there's no self education going on. You know what I mean? You just outside. So you actually adapting to what's going on because that's what you're seeing all the time. You know,
mm.
I didn't realize that, none of us realized that at that age, but you know what I mean? It's good to break out of that cycle and really get like, all right, self education, peace. Um,
Mm-hmm.
those things matter. You know what I mean?
And it's so crazy because I think coming from where we come from, when it doesn't hold any monetary value, we don't put value to it, right? but there's value in things that don't have monetary value, like your piece, right? So piece don't have, it don't, like what's the pricing? It's going to be different for everyone, but because it doesn't have that, a lot of people skate past it. But I love learning. Like learning is fun. So I just bought like a record player for like the vinyls. So I'm learning a lot about vinyls. I just bought like a bar kit. So I'm learning different drinks. Like it's just different things I'm doing and I'm learning. Like I'm cooking more, learning different recipes. So I'm all about learning, and I think that's what makes life fun. Like just upping your skills and just being able to do different things. And it's just fun. It's just fun. Now to be able to like host a game night and be able to make some drinks, or have like a little romantic night with the candle, put some little Keith Sweat on, but on the record instead of the iTunes. It's just a different feel. Being able to do that stuff and just learn different things. So
yes, yes, sir. What did you want to be when you grew up?
man, I wanted to be everything. I still want to be everything. I think that's my problem. You know, I need to zero it down. But I remember wanting to be a chef. I remember wanting to be an architect and a firefighter. I remember those three things. I think I wanted to be an architect because my sister's father, I think, was in that realm. And I thought that was cool. He used to always come around with money. I was like, I need that. I want that, right? I think a chef, I don't know where that came from. I think I just wanted to be a chef. And then a firefighter because just a kid, I wanted to be a firefighter. As I got older, you know, I ran into the athlete phase. You know, I was tall, lanky, you know, so basketball, football. But then when I got to college and I saw how hard people hit, I was like, oh, I'm going to go tell these jokes. Damn, I'm on the stage. What do you mean, son? Y'all hitting like that? Oh, no, man. I'm cool. Yeah, I never would have thought that I would have taken working in communities, serving communities as a career. I'll be honest. It was something I like to do. But it's just, I guess, as time goes by and as you try to figure out what you want to do or have your hands in different stuff, you end up just going into those kind of things. So, yeah. So now, ideally, what I want to be is somebody that owns different businesses in different fields and things I like. So I want to own a comedy club because I love entertainment and comedy, right? I want to own real estate for low income families to be able to have places where people who on Section 8 or whatever have somewhere they can stay. I want to be able to travel. So using my investments and passive incomes to make stuff happen. And I'm about to start a trucking company. The timeline was next month. I may have to push it back, but everything is already lined up. So we'll see how it goes. And just creating different businesses to create income and opportunities for people. So,
Bro, salute to you, bro, for real, man. Because to watch you from where we grew up from, or to watch anybody from where we grew up from, boss up in a certain way. You know what I mean? It's a certain way. It's different. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, that guy been really taking in different things in his diet. You know what I mean? Because what you take in definitely comes out of you. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it's like you downloading that information, bro, and I respect it, bro, for real, man. Because boy, I remember, bro, when we was out there, bro, like nights and being young, bro. It's like you don't have no direction
at all.
Especially from bro. You know what I mean?
Man, I think about those times all the time, man, and I wish that I was still close to a lot of the people I grew up with. Like I was like, remember Debo was one of my closest friends, yo.
Right.
Kwame was one of my closest friends. I introduced Kwame and Debo. You know what I mean? Like just certain people. Like I just wish that we would have been a little closer. And I think I don't regret it, but I just wish that I had a closer group of friends that I could have uplifted at the same time. But it was really, again, it was a tough situation when you go to college and you come back and you try to pit people on. It's hard to pit people on without them making it seem like, oh, like you think you better than us or you snobby or whatever the case may be. And it ain't nothing. Like I'm being exposed now. So I'm trying to bring the exposure to y'all and let y'all know, like, it's bigger than Mount Eden. It's bigger than towns. It's bigger than Wharton. Like, y'all gotta understand this world is crazy. So now that I'm learning about like money and finance, like I'm be trying to tell people on that same wave. Like, yo, you got to understand how money works. Like like putting your money in the bank is cool, but it ain't gonna get you to where you want to go. You gotta make that money work for you. So like you do different things. So I'm actually about to run for the board at a credit union locally to serve on their board. So once I'm on that board and I get elected, I'm pushing out financial literacy all day. like, let's go. We're going straight to the credit union. We're going to educate these kids, and we're going to get them started with checking, savings, learning about the credit, all that. So,
yes, bro. Salute, man. That's a fact. It's the coaching photo for me in the back. I like that. I like.
yeah, Lamar and the Will, man. That's one of my favorite.
Ooh, let's go, bro. That's yeah.
I
Mm.
love Martin. Martin is my favorite sitcom ever. I love Martin, man. He played 6 characters, and nobody. Oh man, that man was talented, and it was
Yeah.
funny episode.
Back. And now you see a lot of comedians now, Instagram comedians and all that, following that same blueprint. Not saying that blueprint wasn't followed before him, but it's like that genius is still left behind. You know what I mean? Like success leaves clues. So if you're gonna do something, you know what I mean, why not follow or read up on these guys, you know what I mean? Because these guys definitely leave that drip behind, you know what I mean? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Definitely did. Were there any moments you could recall true a breakthrough in your life?
Mm. That's a good question because when you think of a breakthrough, you think of a specific moment. And for me, I don't think it was a specific moment, but a series of them. And I think one was going to Great Hollow Wilderness School. I think being a young kid and going from the Bronx to New Fairfield, Connecticut, being my first exposure outside of the Bronx. And just learning the different people, the different cultures, but also being out your element. Like I'm in the wilderness. Like I don't know nothing about this. So I think that was the first one to really push me outside my comfort zone and realize that when you're outside your comfort zone, you right. Like it'll not happen, right? So I think that was the first one to allow me to always want to try new things. So that's why I like eating a lot, because there's a lot of different dishes made a lot of different ways. So I'm always up for trying to eat different things. So I think that was the first one. I think second was going to a predominantly white college. I think if I would still do that because it made me learn how to navigate in that space, right? I think if I went to historically black college, it would have been great. I think my network would have been bigger, but I don't think I would have been able to network around white people the same way I can. And that's no disrespect to white people, but I'm a black man. I have a dialect. I sound like I'm from the East Coast. I don't change how I talk. I don't filter myself. So it's important for me to understand that to feel comfortable in my skin and who I am to be able to be that way. And I think moving to California in like a couple months time, right? And knowing that like this is kind of what life is about, knowing that you can make decisions and make them happen no matter what you wanted to do. I moved here December 2019. I applied for the job October 2019. September, I had no idea I was fucking moving to California, right? So, but here I am. And I think my life has, when I sit back and think about it, I'm definitely in a better place, especially, I mean, externally, yeah, like more money, better credit score, all that stuff. But I think also internally, it did something for me to take me out of where I was and where I was very comfortable and become uncomfortable again. So now I'm growing, I'm grinding, I'm moving, I'm focusing on self. And I think when you're out of your element, you pay a lot more attention to how you move and how you're growing as a person. But when you're comfortable, you don't care because every day is kind of the same and you're just moving. So I always make sure every day I try to challenge myself a little bit to be outside the comfort zone and whatever that looks like, right? So it looks different every day, but I try to make that happen.
Right. What are your greatest accomplishments?
No kids. Round of applause. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's like a straight shot. I got kids, bro. I got 3 of them. That's like a straight shot right there, like bow, like you know what I mean. But
Yo, accomplishments may not be my life accomplishment. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm joking. I protect myself. Uh, that's all. Oh no, my biggest accomplishment,
But
man.
you know, yo, bro, it's always beef between people that got kids and don't got kids.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's all, yo, my friends, they was my friends until they got kids. Like, you know what I mean?
Did they change? Yo? People in your life
People
around the kids.
new friends that got children, so we can get with them. Like, yo, bro, it's always been a playground beef. You know what I mean?
But I do envy people that do have kids because I don't know what it feels like, but I know for sure most parents love their children more than they love anything else in the world. And I know that must be an amazing feeling. And I'm jealous that I'm not going to be able to, but I don't currently feel that feeling. So that's all I would say. But my biggest accomplishments, man, I think definitely finishing college. I think being the first generation college student was really important in my family. So since then, like my cousins is graduating. I got another cousin in college, right? I'm about to go for my master's. So I think that was a great accomplishment because normally that's the standard. And I think that's really important because if you're born into this world and your parents both have, let's say, masters, that's now your standard as a child. You know, both my parents got masters, I'm gonna go get masters, right? But if your parents didn't go to college or don't have a job, then that's your standard. So you could go above it, or you could be like, oh, my parents did that, so I'm comfortable doing that. So I think definitely graduating college, and then I think too, man, biggest accomplishments. It's funny that because I just feel like I haven't accomplished what I wanted to accomplish yet. So I would say graduating college is one, but my second biggest accomplishment that will come is buying my mom a house, and I want to do that before 2023. So
Let's go. Let's go.
that's my. I think when that happens, that's gonna be one of my biggest accomplishments. I'm gonna cry. I'll probably go live. Like that's going, especially in the Bronx, because she ain't moving, and those houses going for $500,000, 750 on the up and up. I'm like, oof.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. Now that's what's up, though, man. I feel like the standards are definitely something we got to pay attention to, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, bro, like we got to set more standards at least. You know what I mean? And it's not ain't none of us perfect. You know, we gotta fail more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Fail more. At least understand that you gotta fail to get it done. You know what I mean? And not be afraid to take those leaps. Like even going to Cali. You know what I mean? Because like that was the unknown for you. You know what I mean? And when you step into the unknown, sometimes you don't know
What's
what.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
You just gotta learn how to maneuver and go with the punches, right? I could have came and it kind of happened that way. Think about it. Like I came December 2019, holidays and stuff like that. Then March, COVID happened. So they could have easily been like, yo, your job is done. But I'm right. So like a lot of things could have happened. And of course, you know, coming from where I come from, I know how to make a dollar legally. God, legally, I was never in an illegal activity, but I know how to, I could do an Uber, I could do Lyft, Instacart, so many ways to make money now. I could have done it. And I'm no stranger to hard work, but you just got, yeah, like you said, like you gotta not be afraid to fail and understanding that if you fail, only a few things where if you fail, you gonna die, right? Like if you skydive and your shit fell, you may you may be in some trouble. But most things you trying to accomplish in life, if you fail, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. It may get punched in your mouth a little bit, but you gotta get up and keep fighting. And Mike Tyson talked about it all the time. Like you sweet until you get punched in your mouth, and now you lost and don't know what to do. So, and I think coming from an environment that is oppressed, like where we came from, we kind of used to that. So, like, we very resilient in that way. So when things don't go our way, it's the norm. All right, things ain't going the way it's supposed to go. All right, cool. And I think that's why I'm so successful in nonprofit and strengthening communities, because in nonprofit, you're expected to do a lot with a little. That's my life. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, bet we got a little here. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make that work. We're gonna make this work. So like, and that's what it is really all about, man. And I'm excited for my future. I'm just, man, I'm excited, man. I can't wait for. I'm 30 now. I told myself at 42, I plan to retire from the traditional 9 to 5. I think I would still do community work, but not for my livelihood anymore. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm doing it because I love it.
Right.
So like you don't hold the chips anymore now. Like I'm not living off of you.
Right.
So
You
yeah, because
funding things, doing it your way and making sure, you know what I mean? That's the proper, you know what I mean, way to go. You know what I mean?
that's fact.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy, man. Uh what what was the best book you ever read? Like the one that really changed everything.
Oh man, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, probably. I wouldn't say it changed everything, but it definitely gave me a different perspective of how to look at money, right? And I think that book did it the most for me. And it gave you actual examples, like, oh, okay, yeah, we've been looking at money kind of wrong. And I wish they talked about money more in schools, man. I don't understand why it's not a thing. I don't get it. I really don't. But I wish like if I had a high school, every senior, if you got a 3.0, I'll give everybody $100 and you invest in the stock market. So junior year, the spring junior year, you learn all about stocks. You can make a fake stock account, all that. You do all of that. You get a 3.0, fall semester of your senior year, I'm giving you $100. You get to invest in the stock market. And now we starting at 18, son. And then in 10 years,
Bro, that'd be fire, bro. I think it could have been bro, it's kids now that you could teach them patterns in the stock market, bro, that automatically that they'll know and just be like, look at that. That's a you know what I mean? And you'd be like, wow, like that's crazy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Kids could just identify it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think it's so important. And I feel like, again, being born into what the standard is, right? So if you born and nobody in your family ever invested or got bank accounts or whatever, then that's the norm for you until you get old enough to know, okay, there's something else out there. So again, you could have been born not into it and grow up, but if you're not exposed to it, then you don't know, right? So thank God for the internet and there's no gatekeepers right now. You can literally learn whatever it is you want to learn. So there's
Right.
no more. So if you're not learning and you're not up in your game, it's because you don't want to do it. Period. Period.
That's,
It's way too much information out here. It's too many ways to make money, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's just you just don't, you're not up for it, right? So it's up to you to really learn this stuff and then start applying those things. Because I think unless you apply it, it's just not going to work. And I just people take more, and that's what I be telling the kids in the Bronx. Like when I go to the high schools, and I love the ambition, right? Yo, I'm gonna go to the league. I remember going to speak to the kids, right? And I was like, yo, so what y'all want to be? You know, ask the question, what you want to be when you grow up? The kid was like, I want to go to the league. I was like, all right, what you doing this summer? Oh, nothing. You ain't going to the league. It's
Fact.
promising to go to the league, and you got no plans for the summer.
That's a
You
fact.
working
No
out every day,
100
going.
a day, 300 jump shots a day. It's like you gotta put in your own work. Your own work. Like that's what the whole thing is like, yo, how could you give other people or somebody else's situation time out of your life when you can do that for yourself to practice for what you got to go through and what you want to go through?
Mm-hmm.
The entire school curriculum nationwide needs to be revamped, giving youth practical options for life. That's a fact, bro.
That's a
That's why I'm homeschooling the kids for those purposes. Because at
yeah.
the time it's like they don't even teach like things like affirmations. You know what I mean? Things for kids to tell themselves, like, you know what I mean? Because negative talk is what we go through growing up. You know what I mean? Like it's parents that don't have emotional stability. You know what I mean? And they screaming at their children, and it's like and it's like the kids talk bad to themselves. It was told you dumb or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those things are followed back in the kids' head. It's
Yeah.
crazy how, you know what I
Yo,
mean? They
good
don't
as.
teach, they don't it's like they got an agenda. We're gonna teach you what we're gonna teach you, which is standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And some don't break out of that to make their own choices, you know what I mean? But you know, that's why we do things like that here and have the show for whatever reason, you know what I mean, or who it may touch. Because at the same time, it's like, bro, we got a voice, you know what I mean? And at the same time, we gotta help do our due diligence to give people this knowledge, you know what I mean? Especially the ones that we know, you know what I mean? Because bro, if you listen to music all day, and imagine that we was listening to that since we was younger, all day, like all day, and that's what shapes your life, you know.
Your mind, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. When you think about, yo, let me, and there's so many different like jobs and careers out here that are so crazy. I used to do Uber back in the day because I was a hustler. So I used to do Uber in the morning, go to the Y, and then do Uber at night. I wasn't playing about it, right? So, and you get to meet some interesting people, right? And you never really think about what people do. So I was dropping this guy off to like a holiday party or something like that, and he was like, I was like, so what do you do for work? Your man said, I build the map for tunnels. I did the Lincoln Tunnel. I said, hold on, Lincoln Tunnel kind of old. He was like, yeah, nah, we've been doing construction on it. We kind of, I was like, yo, so you don't believe it? Like people do some crazy jobs out here, and I wish that youth was exposed to more of that. We just have to give. That's another thing. All right, again, I'm gonna keep plugging this book. My man Jamal King, 9 to 5 Millionaire. He talked about exposure, right? And he wanted to go to the football, go to the NFL. It didn't work out, but he's rich, so it worked out for him. But he talked about exposure, and he talked about how he used to go. One of his people played for whatever the football team was. I forgot what it was, and they walked into a restaurant. And they just started listing off their order. Like they didn't look at the menu or nothing. They was like, we want this, that, so then they was like, hey Jamal, what you want? He's like, I didn't see the menu yet. I don't know yet. They was like, nah, just tell them what you want, and they get it for you. Then so he created this concept, and I live by this now, which is why I may go to Guatemala next week. I don't know, but he created a thing called left side of the menu. And he talked about living on the left side of the menu. So if you look at a restaurant menu, the item is on the left, the food is on the right. I mean, the price is on the right. Normally, as people, we look at the price before we look at the item. So we're looking at the right side of things. Based on the right side of the things, that's what we're going to get on the left side. He said, nah, you got to start living on the left side of the menu. Start living for the experience. Stop living for the price. So every time you want to, you do it. It don't matter what the price is, right? So just make sure that you got it. So if you don't got it, you shouldn't be going out to eat, period, right? So so when you talk about experiences, a lot of people sell themselves short of experiences because they don't want to spend a certain money. So when you think about people on vacation, they're like, oh, I don't want to go do this because it costs X, Y, Z. Well, do you want to do it if it didn't cost that? Because do it regardless, you should do it.
That's a fact.
So it's kind of like living your way that way. But he talks about exposure, and like you just don't know what you don't know. So when you expose to certain things, that now becomes your norm. So imagine us growing up and all our friends and all the parents had yachts. And on the weekends, they went on yacht parties. That would be our norm. So we would go somewhere and somebody didn't have a yacht. We would look at them sideways. What you mean your family don't got a yacht?
That would be the standard. Like you said, bro. Right? It's crazy, man, because like you said, man, you got it. Anything you can't hear, anything you didn't hear or seen, like you said, exposed, you won't be able to get. Like, period. That's just life. So it's like that's like people. There's indigenous people that live back in wherever. Let's say they in a foreign situation. I wouldn't even say country. I don't know where they at. They in a foreign situation where they walking barefooted in the woods. You know what I mean? And they throwing spears and stuff. They don't know nothing about no technology, no mask for no coronavirus, no nothing. They eat how they eat. So it's like, that's the standard for what they got, bro. It's like we really advanced, bro. We advanced like, you know, that's a whole nother topic because you didn't think about that. Like, there's really places in the world like that's like, I was just reading 50 Cent book at the end of this, the Give Back, where he said he want to give back because his kids out in Kenya that got shit and piss banks in front of they house.
Yeah.
And if they got to take something across town, they got to carry it on their head all the way across town. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, you know, we got to humble ourselves, bro, for real. Like, that's crazy.
That's a fact. Yo, you got to, we just take it for granted because it's every day, but it's really important. That's why I kind of live this minimalistic lifestyle. I try not to buy too much stuff. It took me years to buy that record player because I was like, I don't want more stuff. But you gotta realize that, like, it ain't the stuff that bring the value, yo. It's the experiences. It's the life experiences. So how can you lower your materialistic things and start building more experiences, right? So you got your kids, like I remember you went to Disneyland or Disney World with your family, like that's value. Like that's what people should be valuing. Maybe people value a Birkin bag more than they value that.
Bro, I never been there. My mom's never been there, and my pop's never been there. And we took everybody and the kids and my lady. So at the same time, we just changed everybody, and the kids is knowing that from young. So at the same time, I respect the experience, man, because you got to give that to them, and that's gonna help you grow. Once the rubber band stretch, it can't
Yeah.
go back to size. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, me and my man Jose, I don't know if he's still on here. We talk about that all the time. We talked about in terms of salary and jobs, right? Like we said we can only go forward, right? So like if your salary is 70,000, you're not gonna go back to 50,000, right? You only gonna go up. Or lateral, right? You may go to another 70,000, but then you're only gonna go up, and that's the elevated move. Like I'm on a play right now for over $100,000. I'm hoping to get it. You know what I mean? I've been exposed. I'm never going backwards, right? So when I start being exposed to, wait, hold on, people making what for doing what? I'm way sweeter than these people,
he
man.
said, you just don't know. It's just the information. If you don't know how to get that to that next level, you missing something. You know what I mean? You got to get back to learning. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Learn something. You know what I mean? Have you learned something new every day? Did you learn something new today? You know,
Mm-hmm.
the things you got to ask yourself. That's deep, bro. That's real, man. We do like a 4 for 4, bro, right? And this is like
Like,
Wendy's. I mean, I mean, it ain't Wendy's though. So you know what I mean? We do the 5 for 5. So 5 questions. We need 5 answers for 5 questions, right?
okay. Yeah.
5 favorite books.
5 favorite books of all time or right now? I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna do based on what I no. I'm gonna
Give
do
us both. Give us. Let me see if you could. If you got both in the tank, you know what I mean. We here. We watching. Keep us
okay.
entertained.
All right, bet. So one, I'm gonna say I forgot the name of it, but it's DMX's autobiography. Never knew that much about DMX. I gave it to Jose. Jose, you still got my book. I need it back now, man. He passed away. I need that. But I never knew the type of drama that man went through, man. That man was going through hurt daily and still gave us hit records. So when you see him in the media and you see him in jail on drugs, it makes sense. But nobody was helping that man, man. He was robbing people barefaced. That's how gritty he was. Like, it was crazy. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go Poor Dad, Rich Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 9 to 5 Millionaire. We're going to add that to that. So that's 3.
That's all.
I'm going to do Power of Broke. I didn't talk about this yet. This is Damon John. I know him from Shark Tank. But I love this book because he talks about the power of actually being broke and how being broke actually inspires and helps create innovation. Because when you have money and you start with money, you bypass innovation. You know, you got the money, so now you just throwing money around rather. But when you broke, you really got to think and you really got to figure things out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna go with. Hold on, give me 1 second.
My boy got the display for y'all too. This ain't no cap.
Ain't no cap. I'm gonna go with right now. I'm gonna go with Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50.
We just finished that book on the show. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's
I
you
love.
all definitely, you know what I mean, subscribe and be a part of the Read, Remember, Repeat family. You know what I mean?
For
We,
sure. I
we,
love the book. I love. a lot of things about it, but what I love most about it is that it's written in his voice. So when you read it, you hear 50. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
bodies some stuff, and they wrote it. It's written as if 50 was saying this stuff. And he talks about some real practical stuff. He talks about him being a troll and why he a troll. And when you think about where 50 came from and where he is now, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I love 50 as a business person. Like, he's smart. He make good moves. I wish he was cooler with Diddy and Hove, because I think all three of them together would have did some very great things. But I think he's just a standalone dude. Was like, yo, I'm good either way. So I'm to my 5 right now.
Nah, that's fire, bro. Top 5 movies. For the culture. This for the culture.
I'm going with Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in South Central. Love that movie. Funny as hell. That's my favorite movies. I'm going with Blue Street, Martin Lawrence. I love that movie. I don't know why. I think maybe when I was younger, I just watched it so many times. But when he was at the Mexican border, it was like the Federatis. All right, anyway, Blue Street. I'm going with 5 movies. I'm going with Paid in Full, because there's some lessons in that. I love it. It was hood made, but I think there's some great lessons in Paid in Full if you pay attention.
Great lesson. Paid in Full. Super lessons, man.
Yeah. I'm going with Life, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy. That's a really good movie. And then I may go, this may change. My list is wild. But I'm gonna pick this because I also think that no, I'm not gonna pick that one. Sorry, that's wrong. I don't know. I don't think I have a 5th one. No, matter of fact,
you got
one,
bro.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going right now. I'm going with the Rugrats movie. Yup. Classic movie. It talks about loyalty. It talks about adventure. Come on now. If you didn't share 10 of that old Rugrats movies in the 90s,
yo,
come on.
Listen, yo, kids' movies, bro, are really
Fire.
The truth, bro. And I'm talking about like Boss Baby, bro. Listen, bro, he got a quote that I live by, bro. He said, either you run the day or the day runs you, bro. Bro, listen, like,
you looked up, right? You
hold on, what? Like, yo, nah, this cat got me in my bag right now. Like, on Grouchland, that's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
The second one I watched on the play. Boss Baby was a good movie, yo. They talk some stuff.
Bro.
That's crazy. You run the day or the day run you. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why working out in the morning is such a good vibe. It makes you feel like you own the day.
You have to, bro. I'm not, you know, discipline is work. It is work. I'm gonna tell you that. It is work. And it takes a lot of shadow boxing on that discipline. But I tell you, that workout in the morning, that gratitude morning, that, you know, if you can meditate, I don't know if everybody do it. It may not be for everybody, but that meditating, you know what I mean? Because you can actually like just zone out and like collect your thoughts, you know what I mean? And that's amazing for anybody to you know, have that time for yourself. Word.
Yo, really important. I love that. Yeah, I do meditate in the mornings too. So when you do like the gym, meditate, shower, have breakfast, and it don't even be like 9 o'clock, you like, what else? What else? What else?
Bring it up, right? Well, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had a breakfast and everything cooked before the kids in the morning. If I wake up late, bro, it's kind of like a problem, bro. Like I feel like even if it's like 8 o'clock, bro, I feel like, whoa, I should have been up at 6. You know what I mean? So it's like it definitely plays a part. And for people that got kids, wake up early. I'm telling you, it plays a super part in your life for you to have that plan out before they wake up. You know what I mean? This ain't for you, bro. You know what I mean? You do the shot earlier. You said I was one of the greatest. Those are the greatest. Word. So what's your top 5? What do you eat, bro? Let's tell your top 5 foods. Let's give us, you know what I mean?
Top 5 foods. All right, I'm going with oxtails. I'm going with tacos. I'm going with ramen, like real ramen, not top ramen, like the ramen they make in Japan. I plan to go to Tokyo in September, trying to eat all the ramen. So oxtails, tacos, ramen, pasta, any type of Italian pasta, however you see fit. And then I'm going with any type of fresh fish. It doesn't even matter how it's prepared. I love fish that's fresh.
Yeah, that's different, bro. Top 5 songs.
That may be harder than the movies. All right, so right now I'm going with Gat Band, Yearning for Your Love. I'm going with, dang, that's dead hard. Not gonna hold you. I'm going with, and this is my R&B side. I'm such a romantic. I'll go with Mary J. Not Real Love. What's the other one?
Real love. That's that vibe.
I can't remember the name of it. Dang. I'm gonna find it. Mary J. joint. Let me pull up my iTunes right now. I'm going with Mugga Boy. Way Too Long. You know what I mean? That's my joint.
Let's go, bro.
And then, dang, it's so many. 1, 2, 3. I gave you 3 so far.
4.
I gave you 4. And then that's the. I'm going with Silk. Making Love. Or Love Making. What is it? Let's Make Love.
Souls, bro got one of them old souls, like.
Wait till I find out vinyl. Silk, Let's Make Love, and that'll be my 5. Let me find out Mary J song. I gotta remember what it was. Hold on. Mary J, My Life. There you go. Be Happy. That's my joint. She's going through hell through that song. I'm just jamming. Ooh.
But that's crazy how we laugh, how we like turn up the people pain, right?
So crazy.
So the whole hip hop scene is about pain, bro. But it's a reflection more so. Like, I don't think we really turning up to their pain. We more so just like putting it towards our life and our feel. I mean, but bro, I got this like love relationship with the music, and it's like, bro, because I write music, so it's like a love, because the way it's going is like we gotta hold ourselves accountable, like, you know what I mean? But it's just if we want the same things to go, you know what I mean? But at the same time, to each his own, you know what I mean? It's a lot of dope artists spitting a lot of dope stuff and spitting their real life too, so you can't take that from them if they spit in their real life, bro.
That's the thing. It's so much out there now. You just gotta kind of find what you like. Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day. That's a good one, Carmen. That's a good one. But yeah, and that's why I'm in my R&B bag a lot, because I think maybe it's the self-awareness of me and how but like they more in touch with like women, and like, I appreciate you, I love you, I want to love you, and I'm like, that's my bag. Like, that's where I want to be. I want to be like, yo, like I was listening to some artist the other day. He was like, yo, I take your bitch, a fuck your bitch, some shit like that. I was like, I don't want to listen to this. Like, I like the girl I'm with. Like, I don't want you taking her. Like, I don't like this track though. You know what I mean? So I like.
Word, that's what's up, bro. Top 5 influential people.
Oh, okay.
It could be it could be anybody. Top 5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like this a lot. This is probably my favorite one so far. One, I'm going with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is an individual that does whatever it is he wants to do. I aspire to be that. He is in every commercial. He's in every show. He high all the time, right? He's making music. in movies. Like, he's literally living his actual best life, and everyone loves Snoop Dogg. I can't think of one person that said, yo, I hate Snoop Dogg, he an asshole, etc., etc. Like, he just love. I saw a video the other day. He was FaceTiming in jail because they was in the movie. They was shooting a documentary, and they was on FaceTime, and he was showing them love in the jail. And I'm like, Snoop Dogg is love. Like, if love had a walking embodiment, it would be Snoop Dogg. I just feel like he loved everybody. He be with the new people, the old people. Man,